In this new book, Lucky Charms' beloved mascot, Lucky, invites us into his magical realm, revealing a charming new chapter in his life. What would happen in a world where Lucky the Leprechaun was no longer the mascot? You can use your imagination, but you don't have to. Why? It actually happens. Lucky Charms is one of the best cereals, and that's a fact. Okay, it's not really a fact. Your opinion is valid no matter what. I just really like Lucky Charms. The cereal has been a breakfast staple for several generations. Over time, people ended up loving the little marshmallow bits mixed in with everything else, leading to a unique taste that stood out from other cereals. In order to actually sell a big old box of Lucky Charms to families all across the world, obviously, it would take a fine animated character that would appear in boxes everywhere, as well as TV commercials to get kids excited. The box couldn't really hit shelves without a face to the name, and that's exactly what happened in the 60s when Lucky Charms was officially unveiled. This is Lucky the Leprechaun. Does he really need an introduction? The cartoon character looks innocent, and he just wants you to buy some boxes. He's meant to showcase the magic anyone would feel after eating breakfast, hence why he's a leprechaun. They like magic. Lucky accomplished pretty much everything he set out to do, especially when you realize how well known his charms are in modern day. Lucky Charms will have bigger marshmallows, a big part of this good breakfast. With bigger marshmallows, we need bigger spoons. Still, despite his longtime success, there was a time when General Mills decided to retire him. How did that happen? In 1975, more than a decade after Lucky blessed consumers, there was a sudden change. Throughout New England, Lucky Charms cereal boxes may have looked normal out of the corner of your eye, but take one step closer, and something was off. Wait, what? Who's this? Where's Lucky? Yelled the average person walking by. Or not, I really don't know. This dude's name is Waldo the Wizard, and he takes on a different look than the leprechaun that dominated the cereal market for the past 10 years. Waldo wore this long green robe with various colors of the marshmallow bits that would be found in the cereal. On the box, it looks like he's doing some magic with a spell, but who cares about that? At this point in time, it seems like there were more questions than answers. Here's something you might ask immediately. Who even is Waldo? An article from Advertising Week 360 reveals his personality. Alan Snedeker at Dancer Fitzgerald Sample created Waldo, a friendly but forgetful sorcerer. Waldo wore a green cape and matching cap covered in Lucky Charms marshmallow shapes, a bow tie, and had messy, unkempt hair. Lucky might have exclaimed that Lucky Charms were magically delicious, but Waldo called them Ibble delicious. He was never very good at remembering his cereal, and often lost it in the commercial spots. If he couldn't find the Lucky Charms, Waldo conjured up a bit of magic to make the cereal appear on breakfast tables for the kids. Now, in this special comic advertising the cereal, he would clumsily look everywhere for the Lucky Charms. Maybe I left them in here. Boring? Maybe not. But you're a wizard. Yeah, use magic and make some. Good idea. Ibble the Dibble delicious frosted Lucky Charms. Part of your good breakfast. What's surprising to me is that Waldo wasn't a failure. At first, he seems to test well with audiences in the market, but if people loved him, then why don't we see him today? The answer, my fine viewer, is simple. He competed with Lucky. To get inside this box of Lucky Charms, rainbow magic is what it takes for a close look at me marshmallow shapes. Hey, a box of Lucky Charms and no sign of Lucky. Yikes! Remember that this mascot change was in a very small part of the United States, but everywhere else it was just the same leprechaun as usual. Both of the characters existed at the same time, and advertising dollars were poured into Lucky. Waldo really wasn't doing too good in the grand scheme of things. Another question that rises out of this whole situation, well, why was the new mascot even made at all? Well, you can thank Lucky's personality for that. In the older days, he was seen as less likable when he'd appear in commercials. It's not the kind of guy you want selling cereal to kids, hence why General Mills wanted to try something new. Waldo the Wizard was nice, making him much more approachable than the leprechaun that started it all. Unfortunately, Waldo's time was limited. One thing ultimately led to his downfall, and that's changing Lucky's personality to make him nicer than before. Here's the ironic thing though. The very same man who brought Waldo to the world is also the guy who made Lucky more friendly in the ad campaigns. He even admitted himself that his decision may have killed Waldo's chances at becoming big. You want the charms, Lucky? Hot stars and horseshoes. Clover says boo-boos. Unicorns, rainbows, and tasty red balloons. Overall, I think it makes a lot of sense why the Leprechaun won over the Wizard. Considering this is more than 10 years into the serial's lifespan, consumers associated Lucky with their Lucky Charms. He was just a much more recognizable character. With millions of dollars already being spent on this Leprechaun, it would have been taking a massive risk to shift gears towards the Wizard. If things went badly, then you may not be seeing Lucky Charms at stores today. Waldo couldn't even last a full year before fading into obscurity, and he's since been forgotten by almost everyone. Now, which one of these guys do you prefer? Let's talk in the comments.